signature on Teddy's commitment papers.
Mortimer, what is the matter with you?
Running around getting papers signed at an hour like this?
You know what Jonathan's been doing?
He's putting Mr. Hoskins and Mr. Spinazzo in together!
Oh. You can also find Mr. Hoskins. And that can make them very curious. And if they find your 12 gentlemen in the cellar, they'll have to report to headquarters.
I'm not so sure they bother. They have to write up a very long report.
But you can't.
And if there's one thing a policeman hates to do, it's to write.
And Martha, you can't depend on that. You can't. And you can't expect, it might make it out. And you can't expect a judge or jury to understand.
Oh, Judge Coleman would.
Oh, we know him very well.
He always comes to church to pray just before election.
And he's coming for tea someday. He promised.
Oh, Abby, I must speak to you about that. His wife died a few years ago, and it's left him very lonely.
No! You can't do this! I won't allow it! You can't leave this house, and you can't have Judge Coleman to tea.
Well, if you're not going to do something about Mr. Spinazzo, we are.
I am going to do something, but we might not have to call the police until later. But if we do, I want to be ready for them.
You've got to get Jonathan out of this house!
And Mr. Spinazzo!
Will you please let me do this on my own? I need to speak to Teddy. They'll be out of here, I promise. Just please, go to bed.
Oh, Abby, that's a relief, isn't it?
Yes, if Margaret really is going to do something about it, Jonathan's just going to a lot of trouble for nothing.
Oh, good night, aunties.
Not good night, Jonathan. Goodbye. Mortimer says you'll be out by morning.
Oh, Mortimer's back.
And he says he has a way of doing it too. So, good night.
Goodbye, Jonathan.
Bye-bye.
Oh, well, you better say goodbye to Mortimer, too.
Oh, you'll see Mortimer.
I will see Mortimer, indeed. Phew. That's all fixed up. Smooth as a lick. That bed feels good already. 48 hours? We haven't slept. Let's go upstairs. You're forgetting something, Doctor. What? My brother Mortimer. Let's, no. Let's do that, tomorrow, or the next day. No, now.
Teddy, where are you?
No. Let's do that. Doctor, we're doing it now, and there is nothing that's going to stop me. Okay. But the quick way. The quick twist. Like in London. No. This calls for something special. I think the Melbourne method suffice. 2 hours. And when it was over, the fellow in Melbourne was just as dead as the fellow in London. London, there's no aesthetic feeling to it. But in Melbourne, now, Doctor, there's something to remember. Remember. Oh, I wish I didn't.
So,
I wish I didn't.
Doctor, shall we go get your tools? Where did you put them?
I won't tell you. I won't do it, Johnny. I won't do it.
Go get your tools, Doctor.
No, I won't.
Where did you put them? Oh, yes. You hid them in the cellar. Where?
I won't tell you.
I'll go get them myself.
Don't do that, Mr. President.
I cannot sign a proclamation without first consulting my cabinet.
Yes, but this must be a secret.
A secret proclamation? How unusual.
Japan mustn't know until it's signed.
Japan! Those yellow devils. Very well, you have my word for it. I'll sign it right now. I can let my cabinet know later.
Excellent. Let's go sign it right away.
No, you stay here. A secret proclamation has to be signed in secret.
So right now, Mr. President.
I'll have to put on my signing clothes.
Oh, you're leaving, eh?
No, doctor. I'm waiting for something. Something important.
No, you leave right now.
Dr. Einstein, I have nothing against you personally. You seem like a nice fellow. Take my advice, get out of this house and as far away as possible.
You?
Have you been drinking?
Well, yeah, no. Yeah. Your brother. He's in a bad mood. When he gets like this, things happen. Terrible things.
Jonathan doesn't worry me now.
Emma. Don't those plays you see teach you anything?
About what?
Well, at least the people in the plays act like they have some sense. That's more than you do!
Oh, you think so? You think people in plays, the actors in the plays, act intelligently? Doctor, I wish I had to sit through some of the ones I've had to sit through. I mean, take the little uppus I had to solve last night, for example. Now, in this play, there's supposed to be a fellow. He's supposed to be right. He's in a house filled with murderers. Now, he doesn't even have the sense to be frightened. He was even warned to get out of the house. But does he go? No. He stays there. Now I ask you, Doctor, is that what an intelligent person would do?
You're asking.
You read the whiskey.
You're asking me.
Well, anyway, so like I said before, this fellow didn't even have the sense to be frightened or to be on guard. And for instance, the murderer asks him to sit down.
You mean, why don't you sit down?
As a matter of fact, that was in there too. And you know what he did? He sat down. Now, mind you, this fellow's supposed to be bright. So he just sits there, waiting to be trussed up and guess what they use to tie him with?
What?
The curtain cord.
Well, why not? Very, useful.
A little too convenient, if you ask me. I mean, why can't playwriters use some imagination? The curtain cord, please.
They seem to get it.
See him? He practically had his back to him while sitting. I mean, this is the kind of stuff we have to suffer through every night, or night after night. So, this this guy who's supposed to be bright just sits there, this dope, waiting to be trussed up and tied.
Well, you're right about that, fella. He wasn't very bright.
Now, Mortimer, let's finish the story. Mortimer, I've been gone a very long time, and not once out of my head. Now, doctor, let's get to work.
No, Johnny. I need a drink.
Pull yourself together, doctor. This must be an artistic achievement. After all, we're performing in front of a very distinguished critic.
Johnny!
Doctor! Do you really want me to remind you what will happen if you don't comply?
A drink. I need a drink.
Ready when you are, doctor.
You remember when we walked in, there was a glass of wine, there was a bottle of wine right there. Where did she put it? Because this thing's empty. We deserve a drink. Unfortunately, that's all that there is. So, I split it with you.
Doctor, where are your manners? Mortimer, I realized it was you who brought me back to London. Doctor, to my dead brother. That's it, I'm gonna kill him!
No, Johnny, not Teddy, Johnny, not Teddy. That's where I stop. Not Teddy.
All right? You've got to work fast, doctor.
The quick way.
Yes, doctor. The quick way.
Who's gonna stop blowing that horn?
It's all right, officer. We'll take care of it.
There'll be hell to pay in the morning. We told the neighbors we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, we'll take the bugle away from him. Good night, officer.
I'd better speak to him myself. Hey, you stood me up. I waited an hour for you at Kelly's. What happened?
Well, you see, he was telling us about the play he saw tonight. That's what happened to the fellow in the play.
That in the play you saw? They practically stole that from the second act of my play. Well, in my play, no. This time, you're going to hear the plot. It opens in my mother's dressing room. where I was born. I have been born yet. She's sitting in the chair, getting her makeup on, when all of a sudden, a guy, a big, nice guy, walks in. He turns to my mother and he says, "Miss Latour, will you marry me?" Across the table, the guy is standing over her with a hatchet. I'm tied in the chair, just like you are. The place is an inferno of flames, when all of a sudden, in through the window, comes Mayor LaGuardia. Hey, remember who bought that? Go easy on it.
Well, I'm listening, Ian.
So I'm walking my beat down Staten Island, when it turns out the guy I'm following is really following me. Don't let anybody in. So, I figure I'll outsmart him. There's a vacant house in the corner. I goes in.
It's
I
God.
stand there in the dark. Against the wall.
Johnny, wake up! Wake up! It's God! It's God!
Pulls my gun. Goes against the wall and says, "Come in."
Whoa!
Hello, boys.
What the heck is going on here?
Well, I'm running a play with Mortimer Brewster. I was telling him
Did you have to tie him up to make him listen?
You got a report in at the station, Joe. The entire police force is out looking for you.
Did they send you here for me?
We didn't know you was here.
We just came here to warn the old lady that there's supposed to be hell to pay today. Because the colonel blew that bugle again in the middle of the night, man.
The way the neighbors have been calling in about it, you would think the Germans dropped a bomb on Flatbush Avenue.
And the lieutenant? Oh, he's on the warpath, man. He says the colonel's got to be put away somewhere.
Yes. Well, gee, Mr. Brewster, looks like I need to get going. But I'll run to the third act.
Get away from me!
Hey, it's after 8 o'clock in the morning.
Is. Well, then first two acts run a little long, but I don't see anything we can leave out.
You can leave it all out!
Who the heck is that guy?
That's my brother, Jonathan.
Oh, he's the one who ran away and came back?
Yes, he came back.
He looks shorter than I remember.
He's had a few changes.
Hello, Mac. It's Brophy. I better let him know we found you, Joe. Yeah, Mac? Yeah, it's Brophy. You can tell the lieutenant to call up that big manhunt. We found Joe. He was here at the Brewster house. You want us to bring him in? Yeah, right. I'll tell him. The lieutenant is on his way, boys.
All right, you got me. So, you and my stool-pigeon brother gonna split the reward?
Reward.
Well, I got some turn to do myself. You think my aunts are some sweet, old, charming ladies? Well, they got 13 bodies buried in their cellar.
Teddy!
What the hell are you talking about?
You just be watching what you're saying here, mister. Because your aunts have to be good friends of ours.
You don't believe me? Well, you come down there and I'll show you.
Abe, go to the server.
I don't think I want to go down there. I mean, look at this place. He looks like Boris Karloff.
Ah! Get him off of me!
Don't mess with the Billy Club, man. Grab it on, boys. We warned you on this cup, right? Well.
Well, what do you know about that?
Come in.
What the hell are you men doing here? I told you I was going to handle this.
Well, sir, we was just about to.
What happened? Did he put up a fight?
This isn't the guy who blows the bugle, sir. That was his brother. This guy tried to kill Klein.
All I said was that he looked like Boris Karloff.
Turn him over.
We kind of think this fella's wanted somewhere, sir.
Oh, you kind of think he's wanted somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
If you're not going to read the circulars we put up at the station, at least you could read True Detective. Certainly he's wanted somewhere. In Indiana. Escaped from the prison for the criminally insane. He's a lifer.
Was there a reward mentioned?
Yeah, was there?
Yeah, and I'm claiming it.
He also tried to get us down in that cellar back there.
He said there was 13 bodies down there.
Yeah.
13 bodies buried in the cellar? And that didn't tip you off he came out of a nut house?
I thought all along he talked kinda crazy.
Oh, it's Shakespeare. And where have you been all night? You needn't bother to talk.
I've been right here, sir, writing a play with Mortimer Brewster.
Oh, I understand now. Well, you're gonna have plenty of time to write that play. You're suspended. So get back and report in.
Can I come by sometime and use the station typewriter?
No, now get out of here. Take that guy out of here and bring him too. See what you can find out about his accomplice, the guy that helped him escape. He's wanted too. No wonder Brooklyn's in the state it's in. With the police force full of flatheads like you, 13 bodies in the cellar.
But there are 13 bodies in the cellar.
Who are you?
I'm President Roosevelt.
What the hell is this?
He's the fella that blows the bugle, sir.
Good morning, Colonel.
Morning, Mr. President.
Well, you've blown your last bugle, Colonel.
Goodness, another yellow fever victim?
Well,
Oh, no, Mr. President. This here's a spot we call in the White House.
will you get that guy out of here?
Now, if there's any question of spies to be done, that's my department.
You keep out of this.
You're forgetting, as president, I am also head of the Secret Service.
Captain, I'm Mortimer Brewster.
Are you sure?
Yes. I would like to talk to you about my brother, Teddy, the one that blew the bugle.
Mr. Brewster, we are not going to talk about this. He's got to be put away.
I quite agree with you. In fact, it's already been arranged for. He signed his commitment papers, and he's going today. I signed it as next of kin.
Where's he going?
Happydale.
Mr. Brewster, I don't care where he goes, as long as he goes.
Oh, he's going. Now, I just wanted to also tell you that everything that's happened here, Teddy's responsible for. And about those 13 bodies in the cellar.
Yeah. Those 13 bodies in the cellar. It ain't enough that the neighbors are all scared of him and is disturbing the peace with that bugle. But can you imagine what would happen if that cockeyed story about 13 bodies in the cellar got around? And now he's starting a yellow fever scare. It's cute, ain't it?
13 bodies in the cellar. Do you think anybody would believe that story?
Well, you just can't tell. Some people are just dumb enough. You don't know what to believe sometimes. About a year ago, a crazy guy starts a murder rumor over in Greenpoint. I had to dig up a half-acre lot just to prove that.
Will you excuse me?
Good morning, Mortimer.
Good morning, darling. Who is this?
This is Miss Witherspoon. She's here to meet Teddy.
Be Teddy?
Yes, Miss Witherspoon is the superintendent of Happydale.
Ah, it's a pleasure. Come in. This is Captain.
Lieutenant Rooney.
Right.
I'm glad you're here, Super. Because you're taking him with you. Today.
Today? Not today.
Elaine, I'm really busy right now, so you just go.
I had no idea it was this immediate.
The papers are all signed. He goes today.
Complete insubordination. You men will find I'm no money coddle. When the President of the United States is being treated like that, what's this country coming to?
Well, here's your answer, but
Wait a second. Mr. President, I got some good news for you. Your term of presidency is over.
Is it March the 4th already?
Practically.
Let's see. Oh, now I go on my hunting trip to Africa. Let's see, I'll need to get my... Is he trying to move into the White House before I moved out?
Who, Teddy?
Taft!
Oh, this isn't Mr. Taft, Teddy. This is Miss Witherspoon. She used to be your guide in Africa.
Splendid, splendid. Pleasure to meet you, Witherspoon. I'll bring him down my equipment immediately. When Safari comes, tell him to wait. Goodbye, Aunt Abby. Goodbye, Aunt Martha. I'm on my way to Africa. Isn't it wonderful?
Good morning, darling.
Oh, we have visitors.
Yes, this is Lieutenant Rooney.
How do you do, Lieutenant? My, you don't look like the bus bunch that the policemen say you are.
The lieutenant is here because, you know, Teddy had blown his bugle.
Yes, we're going to speak to Teddy about that.
I'm afraid it's a bit more serious than that, Miss Brewster.
And you have yet to meet Miss Witherspoon, superintendent of Hackerdale.
How do you do, Miss Witherspoon?
Come to meet Teddy.
She's come to take him.
Oh, no?
Not while we're alive.
I'm sorry, Miss Brewster, but it has to be done. The papers are all signed and he's going along with the superintendent.
Well, if you take him, you'll take us also.
Yes, you'll have to take us with him.
Why not?
Well, that's sweet of them to want to, but I'm afraid it's impossible. You see, we can't take sane people at Happydale.
Miss Witherspoon, if you'll let us live there with Teddy, we will see that Happydale is in our will and for a very generous amount.
Well, the Lord knows we could use the money, but I'm afraid.
Now, let's be reasonable about this, ladies. For instance, here I am, wasting my morning when I've got serious work to do. You know, there still are murders to be solved in Brooklyn.
Yes. Oh, I mean, there are.
Yeah. It ain't just his bugle blowing, and the neighbors are all afraid of him. But things would just get worse. Sooner or later, we'd be forced to dig up your cellar.
Our cellar?
Yeah. Your nephew's been telling around that there are 13 bodies buried in your cellar.
But there are 13 bodies.
If that's why you think Teddy has to go away, you come down to the cellar with us and we'll prove it to you.
There's one, Mr. Spinazzo, who doesn't belong there, but the rest are gentlemen. And the graves are all marked. We put flowers on them every Sunday.
Flowers?
Yes.
Superintendent, don't you think we can find room for these ladies?
Oh, we can go with Teddy. We'll sign the papers. Where are they?
Yes. Oh, where are they?
He's coming around, Lieutenant.
Take care of it, Super. I want to get this all cleaned up. 13 bodies.
If you'll sign right here. Whoops. I'm sorry.
And you here, Aunt Abby?
I'm so looking forward to going. The neighborhood here has changed some.
Just think. A front lawn again.
Oh, we're overlooking something.
What?
We're going to need the signature of a doctor.
Dr. Einstein! Glad to see you. We need you to sign some papers.
Please, I must.
This way, doctor. You know, for a moment last night, I thought the doctor was going to operate on me. Just sign right here.
Were you leaving the doctor?
I believe I must go.
Aren't you going to wait for Jonathan?
I do not think we are going to be going to the same place.
Hello, Lane. It's nice to see you again. Stick around, huh?
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to.
Hello, Mac? Yeah, we got that guy there was one in Indiana. Yeah, I know. What's the chance? There's a sheet on my desk. There's details about what the accomplice looks like. Yeah. 5'3", 170 pounds, dark hair, poses as a doctor. Okay, I'll keep my eye out. Thanks, Mac.
That's all right, Lieutenant. The doctor here has just completed the signatures.
Oh. Thanks, Doc. You're really doing Brooklyn a service.
Mr. Brewster, if you'll sign here as next of kin.
Of course. So that makes everything complete, everything legal.
Oh, yes.
Well, darlings, you're safe now.
When do you think you'll be ready to start?
Why don't you go upstairs and tell Teddy what he can bring?
I'll show you.
No, not you, Mortimer. There's something we need to tell you. Yes, upstairs and to the left.
Well, dear, now that we're leaving, this house really is yours.
No, I could not do that, Aunt Martha. This house is so full of memories.
But you'll need a home when you and Elaine are married.
Darlings, that's very indefinite.
No such thing. We are to be married right away.
Now, Mortimer, there's something we're really very worried about.
Don't worry, they're not going to look up Dr. Einstein.
It's not his signature, dear. It's yours.
You see, you signed this next of kin.
Of course. Why not?
Well, dear, it's something we never wanted to tell you, but now you're a man. We think Elaine should know too. You see, dear, you're not really a Brewster.
Your mother came to us as a cook, and you were born 3 months afterwards. She was such a nice woman and such a good cook. Didn't want to lose her, so brother married her. Elaine,
So,
it won't make any difference to you?
so, I'm not really a Brewster?
Now, don't feel badly about it.
Elaine, did you hear that? Do you understand? Do you know what this means? I'm the son of a sea cook!
Well, now I really must see about breakfast.
Oh, Mortimer's coming to my house. Father's gone to Philadelphia, and Mortimer is going to have breakfast with me.
Yes, I could use a cup of coffee. I've had quite a night.
I should think you'd want to go to bed then.
I do.
Just one Witherspoon, take this with you.
No need to get the wagon, boys. My car's out front.
Are you leaving now, Jonathan?
Oh, yeah. He's going back to Indiana. There's some people there that want to take care of him for the rest of his life.
It's nice to know you have someplace to go, Jonathan.
We're leaving too.
We're going to Happy Dale.
So this house has seen the last of the Brewsters.
Unless Mortimer wants to live here.
I would suggest to Meg, why don't you donate it to the church?
We've never thought of that.
After all, it should be part of the cemetery.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Well, goodbye, aunties. Even though I can't bet on my score, at least neither can you. Once I have that satisfaction, the score stands even. 12-12.
Jonathan always was a mean boy. Never could stand to see anyone get ahead of him.
I wish we could show him he wasn't so smart. Miss Witherspoon, does your family live with you at Happy Dale?
Oh, I have no family.
Well,
have to remain quite aloof.
That must make it very lonely for you.
It does, but my duty is my duty.
Well, Martha, if Miss Witherspoon won't stay with us for breakfast, we should at least offer a glass of elderberry wine.
Very fine.
We make it ourselves.
Why, yes. Of course, a relationship at Happydale will be more formal, but here, you don't see much elderberry wine nowadays. I thought I'd see my last glass of it.
No,